Hello friend, welcome back. In this video, I want to discuss about that file system module. Okay, like here, right now I remove everything from our index, and also I don't need this file. I want to do just simply remove everything. That is our calculator. I want to do and to remove this. Okay, I delete it. I simply delete this folder. And that is add.js. I also delete it. Right now we don't need this. I have already discussed about that things with you. Okay, now in this video I want to discuss about that fs module. Okay, that means the file system module. That will be the file system, okay, system module. So with this fs module, we can actually create some of the file, we can access this file, we can delete this file, we can do a lot of work. So step by step in this video I will show you that things with a live example. Like first of all, I want to create some of the files. So here, if you want to do that work, first of all we have to input it. That means we have to input that fs. So if you want to input it, like I just take one of the variable as a constant variable and just name it as a fs. Okay, and now into the Node.js, if you want to import some of the file, then we have to get this with the required. Remember? So now with this required, I want to do and to get that our fs module, that will be as a fs module. Okay, I simply get it. Great. And now first of all, I want to do and to create it. That means that will be as a create. Okay, create a file. I name that as a created file. So if you want to create this file, if you write down as a fs, and you can see they have so many method. Okay, they have so many method, and all that functions, they have the two functions as a asynchronous function, and that is our synchronous function. Okay, so I will always use that asynchronous function, because into synchronous function actually block this code. That means when you run this project into the web server, that will be block this function. After this complete this function, then that will be executed. So I will not recommend it to use that as a synchronous function. Always I want to try to use that asynchronous function. Okay, and if you want to create some of the file, they have also another function. I want to use this function, that is a write, and you can see there is a write file. Okay, so now with this write file function, here we can actually create some of the file. Like I want to create one of the file as a app, okay, app.js or text. I want to create one of the text file, that is a txt file. Okay, and right now I want to create this file in our this same directory. Okay, that means here there is a Node.js folder, hit into the same directory I want to create it. So if you want to create that into the same directory, then that will be as a dot and then hyphen. Okay, and then that will be our file name. So now it will be generated one of the file name as a app.txt in our appropriate this same folder. And also here, if you want to pass some of the value into our text area, you can also pass some of the string value. Like I just make it as a, okay, this is our high easy learning. Okay, I name it as a high easy learning. And after that, if you want to add on the functions, better I want to add on the array function. Okay, here if there have any error, if you want to display this error, you can also display it. Okay, because that is one of the asynchronous function. Here I want to do and to create another function, and into this area I want to do if there have any error. Okay, if there have any error, then I want to do and to display this error. That means with the console log, with this console log, I want to display this error. I hope friend you already remember that part. We have done this work a lot of the time. It's now very easy. And else it should be display another message into the console log area. I want to do and to display another message, okay, as a file. Okay, file just created. Okay, this type of one of the message, then that will be display. If there have any error, then that will be display the error, and else it will be display our file has just created. Okay, I hope every part is very much clear to you. So now if you click as a save all, and now our terminal is already open, rather than you can open your terminal in here. So now I want to do and to run as a node. Sorry, I make it as a clear, and now I want to do and to run as a node and then index.js. Now click as a enter. Now you can see it's now display as a file just created. Okay, and also in our node module, now you can see new file is created as a app text, and here I have passed one of the string value as a high easy learning. If you open it, you can see it's now successfully display or this message. I hope friend is very much clear to you how can create some of the file with the fs module. Okay, so now if you want to read this data, okay, like here right now I make it as a comment out, and after that I want to do and to now I want to read this file. Okay, if you want to read this file, but I put that note as a file read. Okay, read file, whatever you choose, I make it as a read file. read file. So for read this file here, we have to do, there is another function we have to call, that is a fs function, and after that, that is another function as a read file. Okay, you can see there is a read file, and into this, with this read file I want to do and to access it. That means that is in our which place, that is into the same place right now, that is our file name as a app, right? That is a app.txt. So this file I want to access, and after that here we have to pass one of the encoding text. You can see that is also displayed as the encoding. Now we have to pass it. So I want to pass encoding text as a take ut, okay, utf8. Okay, I want to do and to pass that is utf8, and then I want to call one of the callback function here. So if you want to add that callback function, so that is our callback array function. I simply load it. Okay, I simply load it, and now that is, if there have any error, I want to do to pass one of the parameter as a error. Okay, if there have any error, then that will be display our error, and if you want to access our this file text, then that is all that our data. Okay, I want to do and to get everything into this data area. So that is everything in our data area. So right now I want to display it. Okay, I want to display like if the same condition, if there have any error. Okay, if there have any error, then that will be displayed the error into the console log. Into this console log area, it should be display this error. Okay, it should be display this error, and else, okay, else it will be display our data. That means into the console log, into this console log area, that our image, that means our file data. So our file data, as I told you, everything in our here, that means data. This data means our in file, there is some of the text, right? So that is all that our data. So now I want to do and display this data. Okay, perfect. I hope everything is very clear to you. So now if you want to check it again, okay, if you want to check it again, I click as a save all, and now I want to run again that node index.js, click as a enter. Now you can see it's now successfully get as a high easy learning. That means it's now perfectly get our this file data. Okay, so right now they have no error. For the reasons it's not display any error, and else our the console log area it display this data. That means this file read data. Here we successfully read this data, and now it's visible in here. So now if you want to rename this file, like that is one of the file I have already created as a app.txt, right? I want to rename it. So now I want to discuss about that rename. Better I put that note, that means a comment out, and now I want to do and rename. Okay, rename file. So how can rename it? So then again the fs, and there is another function as a rename. Okay, and then you can see there is a rename function. I want to do and to call this rename function. Okay, and that is a rename function. So now with this rename function here, our first file name as a app, right? That is a app.txt. So that is right now our file name. I want to do and to convert it in our which name. Like here you can see there is a rename. Actually there is a old path, and also here that will be another callback function, and then that will be our new path. So that is our old path, right? And now we have to pass that our new path. So new path I want to do, that will be the same place here. Now that will be as a helper. Okay, helper.txt. That will be rename our this name. Okay, and after that I want to do and to call that another callback function. I hope you already know is I pass one of the error. If there have any error, then that will be display this error. That means if there have any error, the same condition, better I copy it. Okay, I copy it. If there have any error, then that will be display this error, else it will be display some of the string text. Okay, here I want to do and to display the else it will be display as a file. Okay, file successfully renamed. Okay, so then that will be display this part. Great. So friend, that's all you have to do for rename this file. I hope every part is very clear, because it's very easy all that process. Now click as a save all, and now to do and to run our node index again. Now our file name as a app text. Okay, now that should be changed as a helper text. Now let's check this out. Click as a enter. Yes, you can see it's now display as a file successfully renamed, and you can see our file is now become changed, but our value will be same. Okay, our value will be same. Right now it's become helper.txt. Great. Now if you want to delete it, there is also another function as a delete. Okay, I make it as a delete file. I'll make it as a delete file. For the delete file, that will be again as a AFS, and there is another function as a unlink function. Okay, so now I simply call that as an unlink function. I want to unlink our our text file. I want to unlink our helper. Right now I have already changed it. Right now our name is as a helper. All right, that is a helper.txt. So this file will be removed. So here again we have to call that another callback function. So I simply loaded this callback function. I pass that error. If there have any error, it will be display this error, right? So that is a callback function. And here I want to put that same as if condition. If there have any error, okay, if there have any error, then that will be into the console log. Into this console log area, it will be display this error, right? Then that will be display error. Else it will be display into the console log. It will be display some of the message. Okay, I want to display some of the string message here. That will be display as a file delected. Okay, file delected, this type of the message, then that will be display. I hope friend every part is very much clear to you. So now let's check this out. Click as a save all. Right now that is our file, and now if you run it, click as a enter. Now that should be gone. You can see our file is successfully removed. You can see file is delected. Great. I hope friend it is very much clear to you how can delete some of the file, how can rename this file, how can read this file data, and also how can create some of the file, okay, with using that our AFS module. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.